Just think about the fact that, again, as a 28-year-old man, I have to take elderberry every day in order to be okay.
That's my is that a black thing? Because my uncle put me on elderberry for my asthma. Is this something that black people
So here's the problem, Jasmine.
see what
I
happened
don't
was?
know, because when I told Adam is not in my entire life growing up in a black family did anyone ever tell me take your elderberry, but I now know I'm getting older because like I'm having to take. You remember how you did, guys? I watched Treacher's
Yeah, you
Commandos.
sounded like
I,
shit.
yeah, now I'm okay, but apparently I just have to take vitamins every day. I remember when I used to wake up in raw dog life. Now I
I
got to take vitamins and elderberry.
Now that we have, because I please make sure, Adam, that I'm not going too far into the racism here. I saw a couple of my friends that I went to
What?
college.
He's the wrong person.
Oh no, no, it'll make sense when I say it. It'll make sense.
I'll let you land. Let you land. Okay.
Let me land the plane. Let me land the plane. I was looking at all like photos because obviously like on Instagram you see people that you follow and then you see people you followed from years ago, and I saw a photo that my friend had posted of herself, like she was like feeling herself, and she's white, and I was looking at her like she looks like, and mind you, we went to school together, so like we're around the same age. She looks like she's 60, and I was like I don't, because it can't just be vitamins. Like I don't understand how people age so like, because Adam, you're very pretty, you're older than I am, but you're still very pretty. So is it a vitamins thing that you're doing? Is it just like you're not out in the sun? Like what's
No,
the
I'm
blood
in
of the
the sun.
virgins? Like
I'm
what are
in
you
the sun.
doing?
I don't take vitamins.
You're a liar.
I do now. I've taken vitamins within the last like 2 months. Like Jared's got me doing vitamins, but other than that, before that,
You're just
I
naturally
was
beautiful.
healthy as hell.
Guys, in the comments below, say how old you think the official Megs is, because I guarantee you,
I'm never reading those comments.
I want to
I
read them
would.
because
I would read them.
I
Somebody
still
said they
remember.
thought I was 58 the other day, and I almost punched a child. Like,
Where?
Why?
Where are
was
you
this?
58? Show me. Show me where you're 58. Negroes. Anyway.
Adam's like, y'all say that. I mean, no, I just remember whenever this man told me how old he was, and I was like, all right, well, the internet gave me a skewed version of how old people are, because I thought everybody,
Honestly.
when we were all coming up in 2021, 2022, I thought we was all the same age. I thought
No.
everybody was.
I'm still out here playing CW. Like I'm, young forever.
Jasmine and I are old enough to remember the WB.
It's still there. Hey, it's still there. Sort of. All right. I remember watching Smallville, and that's not a segue into talking about something else that dropped today. Boom, boom, boom. It is a big day for DC. We had a lot of drops today. Not only the Creature Commandos, which is what we're here, but how many? Oh, I guess you guys are on the East Coast. I was like, how many of y'all woke up at 5 a.m. to put a face on to watch the 6 o'clock trailer? Yes, all the hands up. What time is it for you guys? Noon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck
So I woke up at
I've
8.
been up DoorDash doing stuff like.
Yeah. This dude right here has probably been up since
having a
3
full
a.m.
day. How did you guys feel watching it? Because I was in it. I was hyped.
Superman or creatures?
Superman. We'll start with
So we're
Superman.
starting with Superman. All right, well, I'll go first. Bless you. So yeah, man. First of all, I almost thought that they were gonna miscategorize it being a teaser because they put out a teaser for the teaser, but
Yeah,
it
they
really
teased
was
the
a teaser trailer.
Like, what a
I was-
baller fucking move is that? Is like, we already know, because apparently they had to release the teaser of the teaser and let us all know that the trailer was happening because so many people leaked the fact that the trailer was coming. Like, they truly wanted
You're right,
a
Adam.
surprise. They wanted a surprise for everyone. And I don't know whether it was the people who did the little, like, meet and greet thing that I'm sure you guys have been seeing everyone posting about that meet and greet that happened. I don't know if it was someone from there or even someone prior to that, but at this point, everyone knew. Everyone knew that the trailer was dropping, so they
Probably
needed
was
to
just
do
a friend
something.
of a friend, because obviously we know everybody who was there, but like it was somebody next to them or with them, and then like in a room with somebody you were cool with. Like, not that this
cousin who worked at the Pentagon who also decided that on the weekends that they do
let's say
gaffer.
a friend of ours that like is like, hello, you internet lovely, says things like that, right? And then their friends are like, hey, so like 7 months ago I was told this, right? And then say they're in a room with like, I don't know, somebody that starts with the letter V.
Jasmine's like,
oh my God,
I got the tea.
right?
I have tea.
And then like, and imagine like that person with the name V tells another friend that they think they can trust, and then it goes down this wormhole of things.
All I'm
And then
gonna
it's on
say
Twitter.
is it wasn't your lovelies, but it might have been let's go. That's all I'll say. I'm not gonna say nothing more than that.
I painted a very good picture though that you followed very well. Did you not, Jasmine?
Oh, it was beautiful. That was so smooth. That was so. Put your lips away, Jordan. Put your lips away.
360. But I will say, it gives me what a teaser I feel like should give. Not too much. Give me a reason to be excited. I have seen all people say they don't need to give us anything else. You know they're gonna give us something else.
Give me more.
It doesn't matter
more.
how much people want to be surprised. They're gonna give us to the point that we're gonna have seen the whole movie. But it does look it. I like
Give me
the
the
way
whole
it looks.
movie.
Have you guys seen the color grading conversation that just comes up after every trailer?
I want to know yours because I've speaking with again because I'm friends with all the people who went to that event, and half of them told me. I'm not going to say who their names are because there was hella NDA signed, but some of them called me immediately after to tell me how exciting it was while I was like, well, fuck you. You should have just brought me. Like, I wish I could have gone and been right next to you. But I digress. I want to know what your conversation on the color grading is because there's, and Greg posted this video now, so I think I can talk about it, but there's something specific that Greg talked to David? Superman?
David Cornsweet.
Yeah, thank you, Cornsweet. Yeah, he talked to David Cornsweet about that specific thing. So I want to know what your conversation is, and then I want to add Greg's.
It feels like it's very intentionally the same way how the phrasing is look up. He's supposed to be the new symbol of hope. He's supposed to be even the thing of the trunks are back because Superman wants to be friendly to kids. He's a scary, powerful alien, but he still has a Boy Scout sense of a hero. I feel like it's colorful for a reason. I feel like it's colorful to give that sense of we're not going to be trying to do this strange rendition or adaptation of Superman. Superman's supposed to make you feel like everything's going to be okay and bright
Fuck you,
and colorful.
Snyderverse. Sorry.
Yeah. So
I mean, that's what they're saying without saying it. They're basically trying to, I mean, all the people who are for it very hard and like, yes, we're finally getting the comic accurate colors are basically saying F you to Snyderverse because it was so dark and gritty. I mean, it's not Game of Thrones dark, but it's dark enough to where, you know, I know I'm awful right now. Adam, how'd you feel about it?
I think it hit three things, and Jordan and I talked about this.
Okay, y'all had a conversation without me. All right, for sure.
So
I didn't know you was awake.
it hit Max.
I'm posting since 5 in the morning.
She's been posting since 5, and in between there, she's made 37 gowns. I just want to let you know that.
No, 36. The 7th, you guys, I had to do this, so I had to stop.
Okay.
So,
It hit three things for me. It hit the Christopher Reeves, older generation, traditional Superman with the sound, the look, all that stuff. Then it gave us like this new, and it gave us a touch of the animation with the animated DC with the Hawk Girl, which I know you're about to lose your mind about. And
Hawk
then,
Girl!
And then, Mr. Terrific and everyone else. So it was the DC animated universe. But the thing with David that I love, that not a lot of people touch on, I love David as Superman because it gives us the CW Lois and Clark version of Superman, where he's not big and bulky and he's not this huge thing. He's
Did
perfect.
you not see the photo of him working out? Have you seen?
Yes, he's bigger, but I'm saying like he's not like swole out. I can't scratch my back
like Tim Sale's Superman,
correct,
like can't go through the
like Henry Cavill and all that stuff. Like it didn't have to be this big, huge, ginormous thing. It was never how big he was. It was the symbolism and how hard he fought. It was never size with Superman.
Right.
And I think that's what they touched really well because the other thing with Lois and Clark, fantastic story. So like I think those are the three things that the trailer kind of gave to me is we're going to get a good story. Am I worried about how many people are going to be in there? Maybe a little bit, but like James does really well with large castings with tons of people in it. Think of like
and giving everyone enough time
like
to
Adam
breathe.
Warlock, Groot, all that stuff. But also, I told Jordan this. I wish they didn't show Crypto, and I wish that maybe Crypto wasn't in it yet.
I think that as a comic book connoisseur and a comic book commentator and a social media commentator, I get that. I think that we need to tease, but it makes me wonder what they're holding back. I know that there were a few hints of the side characters from Lex Luthor. I wrote the names down, like Max Lord and Simon Stagg. We saw hints of them, and like the briefest. So I know that there's Stagg and so I know that there's going to be more to play with and more to tease. I'm okay with Crypto being in it because I think, especially given that first image of how gritty and brutalized Superman is, I think having that heart, and plus Crypto hasn't been in any live action adaptation, and mind you, he is mostly CGI, but it's nice to see that we are further in Superman's story. This is that moment, seeing Crypto solidified that this is not an origin story. Now, I know we keep hinting at it, this is an origin story, we're not going to see the origins of Clark Kent, Smallville. We are knee deep in the story. We are further in his, and that's what I want. And it gives us hope for kind of like what Marvel's doing with the Young Avengers. It's going to give us hope.
What Marvel did with Spider-Man, they didn't play us stupid. They just said, "Here's Spider-Man."
You know who the fuck Spider-Man is.
Exactly. You know who it is. Here it is. But what I'm saying is, now that we're further in the story, I'm thinking longevity. I'm thinking the Young Justice. I'm thinking, you know, we see the kids. Like, I'm already, James Gunn is 6 moves ahead of us already.
James does Young Justice live action before Marvel ever does Young Avengers.
I mean, I'm here for it because, first of all, Young Justice, fire, one of the greatest reawakenings
Put me in,
ever.
Coach. I'm ready. Put me in.
Who would you want to be in the Young Justice? Who would
Starfire. I mean, I know she's not necessarily. She's like teaches the Young Justice.
Yeah.
But I want to be the older. I don't know. It's hard because I know now Starfire in herself is, and the character, and especially the way she's been played all over the CW on everything. Really, she black, and we've been playing her black, and so it's hard. So maybe Miss Martian. I don't know. There's so many. There are so many. I just want.
McGann would be dope.
Yeah, there's a lot. Just put me in, Coach. I'll play anything.
But going back to the Crypto thing, I understand why James did it. He always has that Groot character, that one lovable.
Because Weasel.
They do it in anime all the time. It's like you have the main character, you have the friend, and then you have the adorable companion. Like, you'll never see an anime without some sort of cute animal that can be made into a plushie. Like, think the marketing. Do you know how many people are about to have this Crypto plushie?
Crypto,
money.
Funkos,
I do love, speaking of the comic book stuff, Jasmine, I love how everybody, when they're watching this trailer, I thought Crypto was a white lab.
No.
He was originally scruffy. James put it out there. It's been...
I think it's
because everybody's a diehard fan who doesn't actually look into it anyway.
Yeah, no, I think it was because of the animated shows, like the 90s animated shows turned him into
it made him popular. It's because labs were popular then, and
they're
used
heroic,
in the media.
you know. They're just like very masculine dogs. But no, he's a little scruff boy, and he is the symbol of Clark Kent.
Look it down at the microphone.
Look
no, not yours, Jordan's.
Oh, puppy!
We're talking about dogs. My dog's just like, hey, y'all said Scruffy.
Casanova, come over here and be cute.
Did y'all say Scruffy?
Casanova is.
But he's supposed to be. Yeah. Sorry. Who's going to talk first?
Sorry, I was going to say I like the humanization. You brought up Crypto, him being hurt like that, and he's like, take me home. It's just like.
And he just drags his ass. He doesn't even fly. He just drags his ass across the snow.
Take me home. I said,
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I want to do a quick conversation on Mr. Terrific, on Bull Cut, on Hawk Girl. I want to talk about all. Come on now. I when I posted those photos on my, I hear the echo now. When I posted, I hear it. What is that? Do y'all hear the echo now?
I do. I heard it. I knew. It's fine. It's just reverb. It is what it is.
I hate it. Reverb. But when I posted those photos of the behind the scenes stuff of Hawk Girl, Superman, all of that, I thought the bowl cut, it was just one of those things, like maybe the wind was blowing. I did not realize that truly was going to be
I mean,
him.
it is for that character. It's kind of accurate, to be fair.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a hard time taking him serious, which maybe is the point.
I don't think
He's
you're
not there
supposed
for
to.
long.
I think he's a bad guy. He's one of those like side character baddies. So
It won't matter. All that matters is the real.
I'm wondering and maybe it's Lex Luthor propaganda, Stag propaganda, and like you said, feeling like Guy Gardner's kind of not even working with the good guys. I'm wondering what the propaganda is against Superman, because you have that moment of people throwing stuff at him while he's just, Oh, yes, Jasmine.
So this, I was watching The Real Rejects before, so everything I'm about to say comes straight from Koi Jandro and The Real Rejects. But being a comic book guy, the way that he described it sounds really cool. And so essentially what he believes is going to happen, and who knows if this is real or not, but how Koi describes it is he believes there's some sort of like competition between Max Lord, Simon Stagg, and Lex Luthor, being that I believe, and I might switch up Max and Simon, but essentially Max has something he's trying to build, and he hires all of these like costume superheroes, basically in like NASCAR style. That's how we see Hawkgirl. That's how we see the Green Lantern. Whereas Simon, he's doing his cybernetic stuff, and I think that might have been him holding on to the robot by the end of it. And Lex Luthor is very much on the side of, we do not need metahumans, we don't need humans at all, or we only need human power. And so the whole movie is a conversation of metahumans, and because we've already got superheroes established in the world. And so the conversation is it metahumans we need? Is it super-powered robots? Or is it just humans being smart? And that's the conversation of this film.
Gotcha.
Which is funny, 'cause Lex does all three.
Yeah.
Right. He quite literally does all three. Nicholas Hoult looks like he can't stand that man. Y'all saw him staring at the camera. He said,
Yeah, he looked like a beast.
"Shut up." I can't stand you.
That was him. That was his
He looks
face.
like a beast.
How do you feel with him versus Jesse Eisenberg? Eisenberg? Yeah. How are you feeling compared? Because I know that Jesse didn't really get his time in the sun as Lex.
Do you see what he said lately about it? It's a blemish on his career, he said.
What?
Because of how, like, not loved the Snyderverse is now, and like how it's looked at and everything. Jesse looks at it as a blemish on his career.
Shut the fuck up.
I didn't know that.
Disrespectful. Like, he's still he's a household name. How are you going to say that? Like, that's not.
That's what he thinks.
I mean, if you were a part of a project that just never really came to life, and also, to be fair, he might not have liked the adaptation of Lex that he did, because I don't know about y'all personally, I'm kind of excited for this one because I don't know, the like awkward, kooky Lex, I was never really rocking with it. Like it just seemed like they were.
Lex is the only Lex I care about.
Yeah.
I guess my mindset and my way of thinking, it's why I have a hard time, and I think I've talked to both of you about this before, it's why I have a hard time talking negatively about Kirsten Stewart. And we can all joke about her in Twilight, but she is a household name. She's a well-respected actress.
Facts.
And she never really detrimented. And even Rob Pattinson, like he's talked shit about that. But look at him now, he's Batman. So I'm never going to shit on my projects, because you never know. I mean, Gambit, hell, Channing Tatum. He always celebrated the fact that he had the opportunity to be this character, and now he's back. Like, I would never want to diminish my time or say that something was a stain, because
everything's a stepping stone in some way.
Everything. And who knows, like, he could have had an opportunity. They might do a multiverse. He might have an opportunity to come back as another Lex in this new DCU. You never want to. You say no, Adam. You just never know.
Adam's over multiverse everywhere.
Are you kidding me? The DC is all about that. Oh my God, Hawkgirl is in the multiverse.
Disagree with you on that. If we get like a Flashpoint or something like that correctly done. Here's my thing. I don't think James would ever go back to something that was touched upon. I think he wants to do something different. What are you giving me the look for?
How do you not do DC?
I get you. I don't think we see a Flashpoint. I think we see something. but I don't think we get a Flashpoint unless like he legit does Flashpoint. Like it's like
I wonder if we'll ever get the Flash again.
I mean we have to, right? If he's going to do it.
Not necessarily.
He said this movie's not setting up anything.
I think we get Wally. I think we get Wally. I think we get like certain flashes because if we're gonna get Young Justice, we need those flashes. But like, I don't know if we ever get
Turn It On a Fan.
Barry. I don't know if we get actually the Flash, and if we do, it's an established person already there, been gone doing something, or like a Barry Allen who's been in the Speed Force and like been missing forever type thing.
Ah, so he's like hinted about. He's in the background. That is unfortunate.
Correct.
I love the Flash. I think the Flash is great.
The CW,
And T-Ways.
yes.
I never watched it. I could never get it. It got too cheesy after a while.
After season 3, I was kind of like, man.
And the fact that the Flash everything was part of the Arrowverse, not like the DC verse, that also bothered me. But I digress. Let's get into the titty of the gritty and talk about why we're here.
Titty of the gritty is hilarious.
Did you say my titties are gritty?
She absolutely said your titties are gritty.
I gotta match the masculinity, you know. I gotta.
Is that how we act?
Is that one of the Skims North Face?
Is that what?
Skims.
So guys, my name is Jay Phrygian. We're here with the official bags of Jasmine Page 4.
We never do intros. We are 21 minutes. We are 21 minutes deep doing our intro. Jordan, you are gross. You are so gross. You're supposed to be better.
I'm trying here. Anyways, Creature Commandos though, Jasmine was not right. How did the episode start? Not exactly as I said, but we sure went into a flashback again.
What Adam?
I just want my flowers.
For why?
Weasel.
Oh, the baby. I
want the words.
You gotta reiterate though. What was your point? Get back to it.
I said Weasel didn't kill anybody. Weasel probably tried to save somebody. It was missing. It was a whole thing.
It was the flyover states. What are you gonna do? They're not the most educated.
Also, why are they Attack on Titaning us?
What you mean?
Every time there's a character is ending or going somewhere, or something happens, they're giving us the throwback to that character. And I'm like,
oh yeah.
Or Jujutsu Kaisen would be better actually.
James Gunn must watch anime because he really does. He really does do that trope. Yeah,
this one I think was one of the most sad, and I don't know if you guys have noticed
I was sad.
The titles of the episodes are always like a throwaway misinterpreted line. Mm-hmm. Like this one was Chasing Squirrels, and I was like, oh, that's cute. Like it obviously has to do with Weasel. Like we already knew this was going to be the Weasel episode, but for her to be sitting, Nina Metsurtsky and the bride to be sitting in the chair and seeing him like having a moment, and Nina being like, I wonder what he's dreaming about, and the bride's like, probably just chasing squirrels. Like it just the whole
you
right.
Just click that for me. Oh, the baby.
Did he even watch it?
I did, and I didn't peep the title.
But the title was the whole episode is just like you don't know, like it's more than what you think it is, but it is what it is, you know.
And the fact that there's a woman fighting for because he's a man who apparently was experimented on, like at least it seems that way. Like,
and he's just chasing, and and not only that, but no one will ever know, and they always and like the title of Chasing Squirrels, you will always assume he's just doing something nonsensical. You don't know his heart. You think he's just a monster. And that's all he's ever going to be. And chasing squirrels is what we assume all of these monsters are doing. They're all just chasing squirrels. They don't have a deeper meaning to what they're doing. Or they don't have a deeper reason or rationality. It's just sad.
Yeah, because even Bride with the whole house, it's just, where were you going? What were you guys doing? You were just reminiscing on your old house or whatever. But like, meanwhile, she's going back to get this necklace that
of the man that she loved, her dad.
Her dad, yeah. That was gonna get heartfelt, and I remembered our first conversation. Let's rewind.
Yeah, can I ask you a question? Because we
Only
talked
one.
about this and touched about it a little bit when I was on the first episode with you guys.
Yeah.
What is with this like shadowing of like sex. Like, so the first episode was remember we had the conversation of no, I can't, and the toning and like no means no and all that stuff and everything. But then like the last episode, or not the second episode, third episode was, oh, they wanted us to, get rid of the princess. And he's like, it'd be a shame without having a taste. Like, why is there always this hinting towards things? You get what I'm saying?
No, they fucked. I'm confused. You're talking
No,
about
so the guy. So the one of the henchmen. Remember, she ran in the hallway. The big guy grabs her, puts his over.
Oh, you're talking about
and
he smacked her.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
are you
yeah.
going to do? And he goes, oh, they want us to. She wants us to kill her.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's like, oh, it's a shame to kill her without having a taste. Like
That I was a little
weird thing over it.
I hear you. I think it's. I mean, I have no idea. I can only give you my interpretation. But
That's why I'm asking you. Like, what is your when you see something like that? Like, what hits?
It feels real. I think that these men have no moral compass.
Right.
This is the princess. It's not their princess. They've made it very clear that they're part of Cersei's army. So naturally, Cersei's army.
Okay.
So naturally,
gotta have that.
yeah, because it's weird. So naturally, they're not going to care about her dynasty. They're not going to care about her regality. And yeah, like, when else are you going to be able to have sex with a princess? I get it. And I'm not, let me be very clear. Rape is bad. Point blank period. But I can see as villains, as evil henchmen, the mentality of it. And I just
was
I
wondering
don't like
what your thought of it was. Like,
I don't like it. It's scary. It's very scary that not only am I about to be murdered, but they're going to have their way with me on top of it. Like, it's demoralizing. It's gross. And if they had succeeded, I could see that very easily being the through line that creates that future Cersei sees, that all men must die. This is the Daenerys arc of all men must die.
Okay, yeah. I just want to also remark, one, thank both of you because sometimes I feel like we miss having real conversations like that about like we love to talk about like the fun, the jokes, but then like hearing your perspective of like, I think that's in there because that's a very harsh reality of a situation like that when people are overthrowing kingdoms or just
That's
seeking
war.
out to target war a woman is that is the reality is that there are some people with no moral compass of like, yeah, my mission is to, end her life, but why not a little bit of regality while
you see it with the bride too, going to Adam's point of just like, how do you feel about that? I think even Nina Matsursky asked the bride like, hey, how do you feel about killing the princess? And she's just like,
another
one
human.
less, yeah, one more
less human for the monsters,
you know, fuck it. If I find a part that I like, I'll add it to my collection.
And it kind of goes to the the thing with Frank, right? Like Frankenstein, he's constantly.
Eric. His name is Eric.
Sorry, Eric. Anyways, and I hate when I do that because Frankenstein isn't the monster. Frankenstein was the doctor.
They're all
Yeah,
Frankenstein.
we're all Frankenstein. Anyways, I love how he constantly does this "she loves me" thing because it's like it's
my
like
God,
a
I was
normal
so
guy's
uncomfortable.
attitude when a girl just walks by and like looks and goes hi. It's like, oh my God, she loves me.
Can I
me.
add on to that? It bothers me
Please
so
do.
much that I'm starting to feel for him. Like, I want to punch him in the fucking face. But, like, when Rick Flag was on his back and he was like, oh, no, she's not my type. Like, I'm not her type. And he's like, she's everyone's type. Like, I would love a man to say that to me. Like, that I'm everyone's type. But then I had to correct myself. Like, no. He's a stalker. This is wrong. This is how they get you. This is how they get you.
This is how Joe from You started getting painted.
Speaking of which, they just dropped the announcement that final season is coming. All those how cocky do you have to be to drop your announcement the same day that DC drops the Superman announcement? Like,
True.
Wait,
Come
wasn't
on
he
now.
up for Superman? Wasn't he one of the like finals?
I don't
Finals
know,
for
but
it?
if so, is that like a
Might have been.
Netflix is feeling themselves right now ever since they launched the whole thing this week. So
what was the whole thing?
they did?
My
a deal
dog
with
just
WWE.
opened the door and walked out.
Screw
they
your
did a deal
dog.
with
What happened with
WWE.
Netflix?
They did a deal with WWE. Like WWE is going to Netflix. It's bringing billions of dollars it's like disgusting how much money they're gonna make.
How
But it ain't
exciting.
gonna make the billion that DCU's gonna make off Creature Commandos leading into Superman.
I don't know. Have you guys been watching the Creature Commandos? Like, Creature Commandos isn't doing so hot as far as the reactions and videos on. I don't know if people just don't know or don't care
I
about
don't think
Creature
people
Commandos,
care.
but
I think they're just very much like, because there's some stuff like TV wise already on, like plus it's holiday
and
you
Secret
got other
Secret
movies
Level
coming up.
happened. Yeah.
And there's some people, like I'm stuck on a show right now watching it, and it's really good. And then
The
you're
Kardashians?
watching, what? What movie?
Is it
What-
the Kardashians?
God no. No, I'm watching The Day of the Jackal, which is on Peacock. It's phenomenal, but
Not
like, you got-
lionesses?
like that. You got everyone getting ready for like just to get like off of holiday break so they can go on vacation. I heard you, and like it's just this whole thing. I just think it's a weird timing, but it's just jumped in with everything. Plus, like,
And
how many movies are out right now, right?
And I think, sadly, animation, it's one of those things where it has to have the social proof, especially with how much is coming out. With DC just had the Penguin, which everyone was talking about. So I think people see the Penguin and watch that, and then they're like, oh, okay, and then like some animated show for some people I've never heard of. I think the narrative is going to end up changing on Creature Commandos as we start to see more for DCU roll out, and as it possibly grows into popularity, people will go back and be like, oh, how did I miss Creature Commandos?
So
Because
you're
that's
thinking something's going to happen towards the end that's going to trigger people who aren't watching to be like, oh, did you hear about this thing that happened on the show?
Yeah,
Oh, I see.
maybe
but especially with how
International
they've
Film
said,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, and then that's true too. It's just like when you, I mean, because like you said, as far as reactions, people talking, I also haven't seen a ton of promotion. I feel like the most promotion for Creature Commandos was from the after show that Koi's doing, like that
And they're only
announcement.
doing that bi-weekly.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, that doesn't help as well either.
Also,
And that's
if you
why
look at the- sorry, go
people
ahead.
should be checking out this after show at youtube.com/more and more.
There you go. There you go, kiddo. You got it. You got it.
I almost said Jasmine Page More, and I was like, I don't think that's right.
No, I'm trying
Sorry,
to change.
what were you going to say, Adam?
Well, if you
Yeah.
look at the casting for Superman, Flag's in it.
True.
Well, they all are.
Right,
Yeah.
really in it. So like, I don't see everybody else. He's like legit in it. Like,
I think they'll be in there later. I think that a lot of the casting hasn't been released on that yet, and there might be a few more cameos added.
go
I
ahead.
think
Which is why you mentioned in the trailer, like, we might not have seen everything, you know?
Well, I think we're getting like the entire Justice League at some point in there.
Oh,
Which
easily.
I think we'll get our Batman then.
and then that'll be the trigger to the next Batman.
Right.
I see. Yeah, it's about to be a very thick-um year. I'm excited for Comic-Con this year. Comic-Con this year for DC is about to go hard.
I'll be honest.
Well,
this is a
let's
very
hope.
good time for it to take over. This is a very good time for DC to, because I think that Creature Commandos, and even with the Superman trailer, I think it's doing what people have said you could do with DC because of its catalog for so long. Growing up watching things like Justice League Unlimited, and then later on Young Justice, you can take these already established names and even give us a show on their sidekicks, like who've been known as their sidekicks our whole lives, having their own team, and people can get behind it. So I feel like that's, again, like I said, something like with Creature Commandos, I feel like some connection will happen, like you said, with Superman, or just by the end of this, that will cause the narrative to change, because I know the show's not really doing high popularity right now.
I agree. My big thing is I've always been a DC stan. The one character I've always ever wanted to play on live action is Catwoman, and giving her true, authentic, dark, gritty story. Like that's my Oscar-winning movie, is me playing Catwoman. But the thing that I like about DC is that they've always felt like real people in real situations, and I've always felt like I could open my curtains and see them out on the streets. Versus Marvel, I've always felt like a spectator. I've always felt like a spectator to an alternate reality. I never felt like I was a part of that world. And I love that with this, we're seeing like the moment, and I fucking hate the moment, but I thought it was so beautiful too. The guy who threw a can of like peas at the back of Clark's head. I thought that was such a very, and the phones, and like the whole time they've got like phones in his face. Like that's exactly how we would act to Superman. We try to we try to commoditize. What is the word I'm trying to say? You know,
I think commoditize is the word.
I think that's
know.
right.
Yeah.
But like to profit off of him, to make him, and that's this new Lex Luthor that we're about to. Content, everything is content, and if you get Superman on that's a viral video right there. You catch Superman in your face, viral video. You know, it's just it feels grounded and it feels real.
It's funny to hear it be the DC, because we mentioned how DC, with the first episode talking about Creature Commandos, is DC always felt like these gods and monsters, and humans are just bugs. But at the same time, you feel like you can see real society reflected in how the bugs would be in that world. And even to take it back to this recent episode of Creature Commandos, this was episode 4.
I forget
right?
we're talking about Creature Commandos.
No, you're fine. I think in general this is a great overall DC conversation because this episode dropped on the same day as the trailer, and we're talking about like the humanization with Weasel. Something that really got me, that we see even with like law enforcement, when it came to Weasel in this episode, the law enforcement is seeing Weasel holding this girl who they think is a body, sure, but they're shooting him, and then you can see the little girl not 3 feet away moving and holding her hand out.
Jordan,
and
you see a monster holding a child. What are you gonna do?
No, but I'm saying you see the little girl moving and no one's running in there to grab her out from debris falling on her.
Yeah, that was bothersome. But also, you're going to shoot in the direction of a child? That's my
That
thing.
too. That's what I'm saying. It's like, even if, and it was just that very realistic moment of when people talk about even like law enforcement possibly just not handling situations in a way that you feel makes sense. Yes, shoot at the monster that you think has the child, but how are you not seeing the child as like begging to be saved, and you're not? We need to go save the little girl. It's right. No, we got to arrest the little weasel. You know what I'm saying?
They don't care. It's if they kill that creature, they're heroes and save the children.
That's the story.
Rather than, hey, this creature was trying to save the children. Man. We looked at it, whatever. And to be fair, the guy was Weasley to begin with, no pun intended. Well, that was by the school and like coming through like the woods and all that stuff with the basket. Like
that man is
back
dead.
And stuff. It was just like he felt. Jasmine, help me out here. When he was in the woods going by there, you thought
the woods are a place. They're like it's a forest. Woods are a forest, and then you. Was that helpful?
No, because the way he was kind of.
Why was he skulking around watching children in the woods?
Like, where was he?
You don't need help. You hit it right on the head. Yeah. Why was he there anyway? It's 100% what you're saying. He wants, and like, he knows. He literally knows either, oh my God, either that man is a pedophile or he in some way is related to Weasel or had something to do with releasing Weasel and is just trying to get his just desserts and was like, this is what needs to happen. Like that guy, he's probably a pedophile. Let's be frank.
Yeah, like
James Gunn, you will rue the day, making me feel tragedy for this weasel right now.
All right, so we're getting this video is getting real long. Final thoughts about all of DC. Final thoughts for the next episode. Just final thoughts.
Worried for Weasel, obviously, because we've got a flashback. So if they keep the JJK theme going, Weasel might not be here.
That's what happened to Robot Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's good. I think it's well drawn. I think it's got good action to it. I think it does well doing the low, high, low. Well, I guess high, low, high, where like starts out good, gives you a little lull in the middle, and then goes high at the end. And it's like, no, the episode ended. I need to watch more.
I was so mad at how the episode ended.
We all knew what was going to happen.
Yeah. Jasmine and I talked about this last week. It's like, God, and James Gunn knows what he's doing. The episodes make me want them to be an hour because I'm like, what do you mean that's where it's ending? It's going to be interesting seeing this partnership between Eric Frankenstein and Rick Flag. That entire situation again felt very Archer coded. It's like very serious fight, only to be like, I'm gonna shoot you right in the eye. Just calm down. I'd love some tea. I was sitting there watching.
I'm
their
laughing.
conversation
I
with
don't
the
think
tea.
so. I feel like it's very disingenuous.
But yeah, but I'm thoroughly enjoying the show. I definitely do wish that I wish that there were more conversations, and that's why, we're having this around the shows that it's like, this show is just here to exist. Like, it doesn't have to be the next big setup for the greater realm and everything to be something that you can enjoy and find great discussion in. So yeah. We're over halfway over with the show. Adam, I don't know if you knew this, but I told Jasmine last week we looked. There's only 7 episodes in the whole season. So,
I mean, it was supposed to be a small dose, anyways. It wasn't really supposed to do anything, but
is there supposed to be a season 2?
Nothing yet. But
there wasn't supposed to be a season 2 of Agatha, but apparently now there is.
No, it's not Agatha. It's Wiccan. Okay, that's the second season, and it leads right into.
No, I thought Agatha was getting a second season.
No, I think that is the second season. Is the Wiccan show is the second season. Also, going back to that D word that you're bringing up, funny how they brought up the witching
I didn't talk
stuff.
about dicks.
Not that D word.
Sorry.
Capital D, not lowercase. The Disney thing. They were saying they're bringing
Disney.
up the different witch things, and they were like that one thing, hocus pocus, and then in my head I'm like, legally they can say hocus pocus because it's just a word. It's not owned, but the character is owned.
I love the reference to that, and then also to Wicked in this episode as well.
Did you guys see? I know Patrick posted it. He posted like the teaser trailer. It's me. So he posted basically the Wicked soundtrack of To Fly.
To Superman. Yeah, I love that.
It fits so well. It was just pristine.
It's funny how that works. Yeah, especially because obviously this was already written and produced and set to go, and Wicked comes out, and then now they have the Wicked reference in the show, and then Superman trailer drops, and that fits so well. I love that.
Everything. It's all beautiful. I digress, guys. This it's been a very fun day. I'm gonna go take a fat nap though, because I'm tired.
Were you up until 3 a.m.?
I was up for a while. I didn't stay up, no. I went to bed at like 1, but then had to wake up at 5 to put on a face to be ready for camera by 6. The things we do. Shut up, Adam. I know your life is harder. I get it.
You had to do the reaction for, you said you don't do reactions except for,
I hate it, but for Rachel, I would do anything.
I deadass thought you were going to go, I'm going to go take a fat shit. I was like, what?
No,
That's
not this
fucking
time.
funny.
My poo-poos are delicate, thank you. Little poo-poos.
Man, that must be nice. I wish I knew what that was like.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I just wish it was
Better?
I wish it was advertised more.
Okay. Yeah, I wish it was
wish it was
longer. I
longer.
do wish it was longer. Part of me
I don't
wishes.
care about the longer.
I do. I want it to breathe a little bit more. I feel like right when it feels like it's getting somewhere, it's done. And I would have liked a little bit more. I would have liked Weasel's story to breathe a little bit more. I would have liked to see him playing, and I wanted to see more with him and the lawyer. Like, I want to see how long she's,
I think we'll get it.
Maybe, if there's enough time.
Well, I can tell you right now, 3 of the characters are in Superman. So Alan's there, and he plays the Doctor, glow in the dark. Frank
Dr.
is in here
Phosphorus.
playing Rick, obviously, and Sean's already in here playing.
Well, Sean plays everybody.
Right, but Sean also is the
Weasel.
Weasel,
GI
and
robot.
he's
So like we have 3 of them in there. So like
an awful lot of men, not any female characters. What is this?
I will say I am super. I Superman's cool, whatever. I am way more excited for Kara.
I'm also very excited for Lois because I think you both have mentioned she looks
Rachel
like
Brosnahan.
great. She looks like she just is gonna
perfect. She's so
embody
perfect.
that role.
Also, that's
She
funny
really
that
stood
they
out in the
Rachel to
teaser.
play Lois.
If you haven't seen her in The
Yeah.
Marvelous Miss Maisel, go watch it because that is Lois Lane. The way that she speaks, the way that she is, the way that she commands an audience, and the way that she commands men. It's incredible. My final note, what I'm excited for is to finally see a Hawk girl with some melanin. I just...
Facts.
She is Egyptian, and as much as I love my little gingers... All right, I love the fact that we got gingers running around as Hawk Girl. It's fine. Hey, we do the color switches on both. We play gingers play us. All right, it's fine. That being said, she is from Egypt. That's in Africa. Let's get some melanin, and I'm glad that we finally do. That's all I gotta say.
Facts. And protect her. Dag nabbit.
She had a
When
rough
they
time
come
in
for
Madam
her.
Web.
And
Protect her.
when they come for her on this here internet, because this trailer's gonna have been out, but all of a sudden everyone's gonna notice, and when a future trailer comes out, they'll be like, "Wait a minute, what do you mean she's brown?"
What do you
And it'll
mean?
be
There's
like,
dragons in this trailer as well. It's fantasy. Let her be
yeah,
black.
But yeah, protect her. Dag nabbit.
Any final words?
Oh no!
I love you guys.
All right. And that's
Damn.
the show. Till next time, friends.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.